Hello and welcome everybody. How are you all doing today? I see the chat is already busy. And in case this is the first time you're joining us, I am Alex from the Sandbox. We've got a new layout here. My arm's getting cut off here. Doesn't quite work. We've got some green screen stuff going on. Lots of fun. If you were watching Joseph earlier this week, we're upgrading our setup. So it took me a little long to get started today. We're dealing with technical difficulties, and Joseph is not with us today, unfortunately. He might be hanging out in the chat a bit, but his ISP lost power because they got a lot of snow. So he is in the Stone Ages right now without proper internet except for his phone. So good luck to Joseph on surviving however long that takes. So big news right now is that Gamemaker 0.5 is out. So make sure you update your Gamemaker. You can go to sandbox.game/create/gamemaker. I can actually paste the link in the chat here. And you can check that out. There are a ton of updates with this. So let's go over those real quick and see what is new with the Gamemaker. I did see a question I want to answer real quick. Wow, I'm in China today. Not quite. This artwork is by one of my favorite voxel artists. Oh, I never actually transitioned the scene. Ooh, now I'm tiny. Turn this thing off. There we go. So this artwork is by one of my favorite voxel artists. I guess I could call him a friend. We've chatted a few times. We don't talk that much now, but Nos or Nos, KNOS on Twitter and Instagram is a great voxel artist. Huge fan of his work, and I feature him in my background as a result. He tends to do a lot of like Chinese, Japanese inspired architecture with lots of beautiful plants and rocks and stuff. So the question back in the chat as I'm scrolling here, for the CoinMarketCap heroes, do I just need to have all 4 at any one time? So there's 5, first of all. There's 5 heroes that you need to have at any one time before the snapshot, or do I need to have all, again, 5 at the same time of the snapshot? Hope that makes sense. So I believe the snapshot is being taken at the end of the waiting period. I think it's a 2-day waiting period. Basically, they're waiting for the end of the auctions to see who gets those lands in the auctions, and then they'll take the snapshot then. So I would hold on to them. I would hold on to them until you get the CoinMarket Captain, or CoinMarketCap, I think is what we called them. I believe the snapshot is happening today. Let's check out Medium real quick. Let's go to the CoinMarketCap article. I don't think it gave a specific time. The sale launched on the 11th, sold out pretty quickly, as the sales tend to do. And let's see. I believe it was towards the end when they talk about so there's the auctions that were going on, and the auctions ended at, or are ending. I'm not sure if they've finished or not. Well, it does say it's expires in 6 hours as an offer. From this, I'm not entirely sure exactly what time. Let's see. I saw UTC. Where'd it go? Did I see UTC? Launching February 11th. So my assumption was that it was 48 hours after this time, so 1 p.m. UTC on February 13th, which would have already happened by now. Okay, yeah, Sir Tuka said auction ended earlier today, so I wasn't sure if this owned address was the new. Yeah, I guess it would have said Sandbox, because we got trading history, offer, sale, 200,000 sand. is what it went for. Somebody's offering 1,500 for it. I don't think anybody's going to take that offer, unfortunately. So that ended earlier. So I believe the snapshot would have been taken by now. Honestly, I'm not sure. Like I said, I would hold on to the heroes until you get the CoinMarketCap. I would not get rid of them sell or trade any of them before that. And they seem to be, if you are looking to sell them, they seem to be doing pretty well. Let's see, are any of them on here? Some of them I saw for like $500 or something like that. Half an ETH for this one. Yeah, some of them are. Oh, this is a bundle with several of them. But I did see some. I think it was this one. Okay, not quite 500. I think the brawler, actually. Will it come up this way? Here we go. 0.45 ETH. So the cheapest listing is $800. That's a lot. It's exciting because I did the artwork for all the I didn't do the original design. This is from some posters from CMC, CoinMarketCap. But I did do the voxel artwork for all these heroes. So it's exciting to see them selling for that much. That's cool. I don't this is official company artwork, so I don't get the like a commission on this. I'm paid to do this anyway. But it's cool to see people this excited about it. And yeah, and it looks even cooler in game because the lights on the front of the armor light up, and the CM logo on the side lights up. So yeah. Sertuka says, once you've collected all 5 heroes, you will be eligible to claim CoinMarketCap and become... Okay, yeah, there is a claim. So this is... I'm not sure that this was originally part of the plan, but especially because of the way gas fees are right now, what they're doing is they are doing a... what's it called? A whitelisting. So if you go to the Sandbox website, you'll actually see an overlay. I think if I refresh the page, maybe they got rid of it. I think they fixed it. Nope, here it is. So you see how it's all black right now? It's a glitch right now. This overlay that it has is probably trying to announce that version 0.5 for the Sandbox is released. But if you are one of the people who is getting the CoinMarketCap, you'll probably get a similar overlay. Like the screen will get dark. You'll have the X up here, but there will be a little window that says claim now. It's the same way we did the Smurfs, the Smiling Smurf and the Golden Wizzy for the sand liquidity pool. If you are on the whitelisted group, you'll see that pop up, and then you can kind of claim it at your leisure. So I think if you trade after you see that pop up, you're good. But I mean, I would hold on to them because they seem to be at a very high value right now, and I don't think that's going to go down anytime soon. But that's not official financial advice. I cannot give that. So anyway, let's get back to the news of the new Gamemaker version. So 0.5, there's not a whole lot of new features, but there's a whole lot of fixes. And from what I'm hearing, I haven't had a lot of time to play around with it yet, but what I'm hearing is the changes are, or the improvements are awesome. If you just miss the pop-up, where else can the claim be made? So the pop-up will come back. So if I go to the home page and I refresh, that overlay comes back, and it will just keep on coming back every time I dismiss it and come back to it until I take it, unless there's like a do not show me again checkbox. Don't click that if there is one. I doubt that there will be one. You definitely want to claim the legendary asset that you're being given. So yeah, that should keep coming back. If for some reason the overlay is not appearing, you can try refreshing your cookies. You can click on the little padlock, and at least on Chrome, I'm not sure what it looks like on other browsers. And you can clear the cookies for the site. You might need to log back in, and that should put the overlay back. Worst case, you can always contact our support, and if you let like Amy or Nick or anybody on the staff on our Discord or Twitter know, they can check to make sure that you are on the whitelist, that you have the stuff that you need, and we can fix it from there. Have you already paid your Twitter avatar contest prizes? Twitter avatar contest prizes. Is that the Metalympics? Is that referring to that? If so, that asset has to be minted. We were getting a final tally. I think we have the final tally now, so now we need to mint the asset, and there will be probably a claim like what I just described for the Smiling Smurf and the Wizard and the CoinMarketCap. It'll probably be a similar claim form, because I think initially they were going to send them all out individually, and I think there were over 300 people. I'm not sure on the exact number. There was a lot of people who participated, and it's that means somebody has to like manually copy and paste every single address and wait for MetaMask to process it or OpenSea to process it, and it takes a long time. That's what I did for the Santa Claus Wizards, and it took many hours to go through all of that. So it's a little bit simpler to have each person claim it individually. You just set up kind of like a simple script on the website, and it's a lot less time consuming. Plus, it's a system. Once we get it fully going, we'll be able to do stuff like this regularly with giveaways and things like that. So let's get back to the changes in the Gamemaker, and we're going to take a look at the Gamemaker. Somebody asked me to do a tutorial. We're going to try to create a bombing run kind of game, like you fly in a plane and you drop bombs on enemies. We're going to see if we can get that to work. I have some ideas, and it'll be a little experiment. Any chance the Sandbox moves to the Binance Smart Chain for lower, faster transaction fees? I'm not familiar with the Binance Smart Chain, but I know that we are working internally on a layer 2, which is I don't know how many people are familiar with that. It's kind of like an internal processing system where all the transactions are taken care of on the Sandbox side, and then like once a day or twice a day or however many transactions, I'm not sure what the exact frequency would be, but all of it gets pushed to the blockchain all in a single transaction, meaning gas fees are extremely reduced. A lot of questions for the Gamemaker. Well, let's get through the changelog, and then we'll be in the Gamemaker, and I can maybe answer some questions there. So, Gamemaker Improvements, and you can check this out from the link I shared earlier. I'll share it in the chat again. This is the Gamemaker download page, and we can see more for the whole changelog. So, Gamemaker Improvements. The biggest thing was performance. That was a real issue with a lot of experiences and difficulty that we had with some of the game jam entries. So performance improvements has been a huge deal, and everything that I'm hearing from people who have tried it already are saying everything is so much smoother in 0.5. A lot of improvements there, especially if you had a large experience like a 4x4 or a lot of assets, a really detailed level. Things are working a lot better. Library improvements, faster loading and response times for the tools, improvements on different kinds of PCs. Lighting presets, there's a new neutral lighting preset, so the shading, the highlights and the shadows are less extreme than in like our noon or sunrise lighting situations. So neutral just kind of it's more like the original lighting. Also with this, I'm hearing that colors overall look a lot better on all the lighting presets. And behaviors have been improved a little bit. I don't think there's been a lot of changes to the behaviors, no new ones that I've seen, but in general the behaviors are working smoother as far as their processing goes. And there may have been some tweaks to the interface for them. New templates. These are pretty cool. new tutorial behavior template, demo fighting system, and demo logic. So these are 3 new tutorials, 3 new templates that are included in the Gamemaker when you click on the templates tab, so you can see how this stuff works. And also 6 new experience templates. So desert biome 1x1, 2x2, forest biome 1x1 and 2x2, and snow biome 1x1 and 2x2. These are experience templates without any logic. So it's a map with some assets, but nothing is activated with logic. So you basically have a clean slate to start with. You've got a world that you can start building on right away and put in your own game logic without worrying about any conflicts of stuff that is already there. Let's see. This is stuff for the multiplayer. So the multiplayer is up right now. I tested it. The Paris hub is working. Chat bubbles. So when you type, you hit enter to type in the chat box and then hit enter again to send the message. A chat bubble appears above your head so everybody can see when you say something over your character. So it's in the chat box in the bottom left corner as it was before, but you've also got chat bubbles. This one's really cool, NFT inspect, and we'll take a look at this in a little bit. NFT inspect, if you hit the N key, I think it's the N key, when you're in an experience, it will now bring up a menu that lists all the assets that are used in that experience. It'll show them all together, and then you can select by rarity, so you can see all the common, all the rare, all the epic, and all the legendary. And it's like a little viewer. So you see the thumbnails for them, and then you can actually click on them, and it'll send you to the shop page so you can learn more about that asset, buy it for yourself. Well, eventually you'll be able to buy it for yourself when the shopping feature is activated. But you'll be able to add it to your inventory. And that's just really cool. If you see like an asset, you go, that looks really cool. Now you can find it in the game and pull it up in the marketplace immediately. That's a really cool new feature. It's also great to show off artists. So if you see assets and you're like, oh, I wonder who made that, then you will also be able to find out who made the asset through that menu. Does Waves work with MetaMask? I'm not familiar with Waves at all. So if somebody in the chat knows anything about Waves, maybe they can answer that, but I am not familiar with Waves. And that is the whole full update log for 0.5. So we're going to check that out in a bit. There was, I believe there was one thing on Medium that I wanted to show you all. And it was the Vox Edit Contest. Let's see. Oh, here, probably right here. Nope. Let's see if we can pull that up. Celebrity-themed Vox Edit creation contest. So this is the current contest going on right now. It closes on 3 weeks. So 3 weeks from the 11th when it started. And this article, I'm going to share the link to this article in the chat. There's some changes in general to the Vox Edit contest. So the prizes and the way the creation and voting period have changed a little bit. So you can see all of the changes here in these bullet points. And then the current theme is celebrity, influencer, YouTube, anybody that you want to create an avatar for. So so use the avatar template, make somebody that you think would be a cool avatar. Just keep in mind that if it's something related to a IP that's like trademarked or copyrighted, we can't list and sell it. I would say that probably applies to celebrities to some extent. Like you need to be careful that you're not making like a specific character. So you can't do like Luke Skywalker, but you could do like Mark Hamill. And if you have any questions about that, you can contact Nick on our Discord, who he runs all these contests. First, second, and third place are 1,000 sand each. And there's also an honorable mention and all 4 of these will get in-game contest winner assets. I'm not sure that we've determined exactly what that's going to be yet, so we'll be figuring that out soon. All right. I see a question. Where'd it go? Will the game come to mobile? That is the plan. If you go to the Sandbox website and you go to the About tab, there's actually a roadmap. You have to scroll down a bit and go to the roadmap. And then we plan for mobile, I think next year is the idea. Let's see, 2022, multi-platform availability on consoles. Maybe mobile's planned for this year. Oh, yeah, this year. Availability of game on smartphones and tablet devices. So obviously this is a roadmap. Sometimes there's delays in the road. This isn't a promise that mobile will definitely be ready this year. But that is the plan. We would like to be able to release on mobile this year. All this stuff is built in Unity, so Unity is designed to be platform cross-compatible. So it would be great if we could get it working on mobile this year and looking at consoles next year. And yeah, those are both in the plan. Is there going to be a different kind of art other than 3D pixel art for designing? So voxel art is the foundational style of the sandbox. So that is, we don't have plans to bring in other types of 3D graphics into the sandbox. There may be the possibility to display some NFTs. So if you have a low poly NFT from Decentraland, I think Decentraland is low poly, then we might enable a way to display it, but it's not going to be like a natively supported thing, at least not in the foreseeable future. And we do have a way to display pixel art in frames. So in the Gamemaker, you can add a frame object and you can set an image in it. Right now, we only have a few specific images for testing purposes, but we do plan on opening that up to more formats, even including like GIFs and video. So there's a lot of cool stuff planned there. So let's jump into the Gamemaker and let's noodle around a bit. I think we're going to start off. We're going to take a look at the Paris hub. And you thought it was taboo to mention the D word. So we're not, advertising our competitors necessarily, but the NFT community, the crypto gaming community is a pretty tight knit group. So we all we participate in events together. I don't know that much personally about Decentraland, but them, Crypto Voxels, Gala Games, like we all participate in some groups together. So things like play to earn, stuff like that. We're all friends, even if we are competitors. And why is my volume mixer not working? I want to make sure that music's not too loud. There we go. Let's see. Okay, Sandbox is nice and quiet. All right, so let's jump over. So you can see the new templates here. There's a bunch now. You can see that they're already set up with buildings and trees and different things to look at, but no behaviors in that. So you'll be able to jump in. You can't hear the music at all? Okay, that's all right. It ends up being kind of loud for me, but I do have it turned way, way, way down. To figure out the differences between the games. There's a lot of differences. I mean, there's a lot of similarities and there's a lot of differences, and I'm not necessarily the best person to point out all of them. But I will say that you can't really chat about them on our Discord. So we'll talk about them here on the stream. You're fine to talk about them in the chat, but if we start talking about other games on Discord, then oftentimes that can make the conversation kind of derail and talk about a whole bunch of off-topic things. So we try to avoid that on Discord as much as possible. So if hey, there's somebody in here. You can say hi. I don't know who this is. The name looks kind of familiar. I don't. They may be AFK or they may have disconnected, but that was kind of funny. I wasn't expecting to see anybody else in here with me. So you can jump into this at any time that you want and run around. There's sometimes when the server is down for maintenance or updating the level, but as you can see, messages appear above my head. Which is pretty cool. They follow you as you run around and disappear after a little bit. So that's going to make interactions pretty fun. We plan on doing a lot more stuff with this. And then if you press the N key, you can see there's a list of every single block and asset that's used in this experience. You can see that there's no legendary used, but there's a couple epics, a few rares. And if we go to the epics, so you can see the info about it, the name, the gems associated with it, the description, and then if you click on View Asset Page, it actually jumps you right into your browser and brings you right to the asset. And you can see, oh, Crad Super Soldier made this, and he is actually one of our favorite artists here. He does really awesome work. He is, I believe he's one of our full-time artists. He does awesome stuff like the Sky Fortress. So this is a cool way for you to find artists in our community. There we go. So it's a cool way to find artists in our community and learn more about the work that they do. You can add it right to your inventory by clicking the little plus buttons. And then next time you go into the Gamemaker, you can add these to your experiences. Does this version fix the spawning library issue? I'm not sure on that one. You know, I did get more of a change log. So this wasn't a change log so much as one of our level designers gave some feedback on it, and I can see what he said, see if he mentioned it. Oh, it looks like the other person here left or disconnected. I'm not sure where they went. They didn't say anything. So we're gonna go back to main. So let me see what these changes were. So huge performance increase, huge lighting changes. The door opening issue was fixed, apparently. So we had an issue where doors appeared open the first time you entered an experience, even though they were shut. So it sounds like that was fixed. Loot dropping performance issues fixed. That probably refers to any lags when spawning the loot. Asset spawning performance issues now fixed. That's probably the same thing. No more performance issues when opening, closing sound or asset selection windows. No more performance issues while attacking many monsters at the same time. That's an important one for combat. Hey, Voxel Buddy's here. Let's see. Only once now finally works. So we had an issue with the only once checkbox on the message system. Didn't do anything. So apparently that's been fixed. Rarity VFX now works once again. So there was an issue where you could set Rarity VFX to make a glow around your objects or something like that. And for some reason it wouldn't save when you would go back to the main screen. So you'd click save, you'd exit, you'd come back, and then all the effects you'd set were gone. So apparently that's been fixed, which is great. We can now see damage dealt while attacking. That one's pretty cool. So we're just gonna put somebody here and we'll make them an enemy, and we can see what that looks like. Melee enemy. And so now, does it show when I get hit, or just, it doesn't show when I get hit, but I mean, we have the health bar, so, but now you get numbers. Oh, okay, you can see that there's a critical in there, or I guess the full combo gives more damage. Oh, and I got killed. You can also see there's a cool new VFX for the charging attack. So this is used to break shields. So if we go to our enemy here and we edit his logic, let's see, can block attacks. If we hit that to true, that means that he will kind of like have a visual shield. So if I try attacking him, it says blocked, and you can see he kind of like flashes to show that he's blocking it, and he does a lot of damage. But if we charge our attack and we attack at the same time, I might just die again. Let's see if I can do this. You got to time it right. It has to be while he's attacking. There we go. So now we've broken his shield, and it looks like he can pull his shield back up. So obviously we would want better equipment to have stronger attacks and more health and not get beat up by this guy. But yeah, so it's cool that it shows that, because before it was kind of hard to tell. You could show life bars, like actually, if I undo, if you press L, this is like a hidden key, sort of. I don't think it mentions it in the options, but if, whoa, what? Where'd he go? Okay, so that didn't get fixed. I saw that glitch reported before, so QA's still working on that one. he just wanted out of here, I guess. So before you had to hit L if you wanted to see their health bars. Is he gonna? Come on, you can do it. There we go. So you can turn them off. You can also, as a game creator, you can set whether the health bar is visible or not. So if you go to Edit Logic and go down to their health component, you can say life bar display on hit, hidden, or always. So it gives you some options there. But if you're playing a game and you can't see any health bars and you want to see the health bars, try tapping L and they might show up. But you do get that visual damage above, so you know exactly what kind of damage you're doing and if it's blocking. There were a couple times people had turned on the block, and I had forgotten that blocking was a thing because it was a new feature, and I was like, why can't I kill this guy? I can't complete the quest. And after trying for like 5 minutes, I was like, maybe not 5 minutes, but like 30 seconds, I was like, oh, he's blocking it. How can you make doors open when going near a door? I think we clipped a tutorial for that a while ago, but if we have time, we'll talk about that. That's a pretty quick one. Let me catch up with the questions in the chat here. Let's see. When do you need to pay for the NFTs if you add them to the Gamemaker? You need to pay for them before you publish them to the metaverse. So you see there's two buttons at the top here. Well, you can kind of see it above the scroll bar here. We can, whoop, I can't move it. There. Oh, we can put it at the bottom. That might work better. There we go. So if you take a look, you got a paper airplane and you've got a globe. The paper airplane is to publish to the gallery. And you need to have, this isn't an issue for most users. This would only be an issue for people in our creator fund, really, or people who have special access to upload assets. But you need to have only published assets in your inventory, or not in your experience, only published assets in your experience in order to share in the gallery, which is not the same thing as minting to the metaverse. This is, if we go back to the home screen and we go to the gallery, this is how we do the game jams and stuff. So nothing needs to be owned to put it in the gallery. It just has to be published. If you're an artist or if you have special access, you can upload new artwork that might not be published yet. You sometimes have to go through an approval. Most people have to go through an approval process right now, just because we're in early days. So as long as everything's published, which shouldn't be an issue for most users, you can publish to the gallery. Once Metaverse minting is available, you can go to the globe here, and you can publish your experience, and it'll be associated with a land and be on the map for everybody to play. So this is not available yet. You'll get some sort of error if you try, I think. But you would need to own everything when you get to this step. We plan when this feature becomes enabled, the plan is that you'll have like a easy quick buy button or something like that. So that way, any assets that you don't own, you can buy with one or maybe just a few clicks. So you don't have to go through hunting down every single asset that you've added. We want this experience to be as smooth as possible and as hassle-free as possible. How can I size assets like a castle wall? So for most of that stuff, I would say use terrain blocks. If you wanted to have a whole wall as an asset, it takes a good bit of planning, and you want to know the rules of how like collision works and stuff in VoxEdit in order to make a whole castle wall. I mean, you could make one that's just decorative. If I go to, do I have anything castle related? These ones don't really work. I think there's desert buildings. So yeah, like these desert buildings. These ones are more decorative. You can't go through these doors. You can't climb up on these little barriers and stuff. You can't go up the ladder. So this is more of like a decorative piece. So if you want to build a castle wall that's really functional, I would say use the terrain blocks, and then you can build just like you would build in Minecraft and do stuff like that. It's a lot easier. All right, we were going through this change log here. So some Z fighting issues were fixed. So Z fighting is when surfaces line up perfectly with each other, and there's an error in the Z buffer, and I'm getting way too technical. So it confuses the renderer, and it doesn't know which object is in front. So there's been some improvements made to that. I'm not sure specifically which ones have been fixed with that, but I know that more stuff is on the way to make sure that everybody's avatars look really nice. New heavy attack animations. That's what I showed on the screen earlier. Those kind of like sparkles coming into the sword. Multiple asker behavior alignment positioning issues fixed. I'm not entirely sure what that means. I guess if you have multiple questions in a row, maybe they didn't look quite right. New categories in the library. Ooh, what is this? New categories in the library. Humanoid, decoration, tool, weapon, machine. Maybe furniture? Yeah, probably furniture. I think all of these were on the marketplace already, and maybe they just weren't visually appearing in the library. What else do we got? No need to double click when adding a component. Anything getting damaged now has a much better VFX than before. Red flashing. What does that mean? Let's not put a whole giant building there. Let's see what this looks like. If we add a health component and play. Let's go running in. Okay, I guess it didn't do that before, the red flashing. I thought it did something like that. Maybe I'm misremembering. I think it used to do red before. Camera doesn't pan in an unintended way when exiting the inventory anymore. New ambience added. That's the neutral one. So yeah, you can see the colors look a lot different in neutral. Not a lot different, but a lot more neutral. What else we got? Void behavior now fixed. To confirm, not sure what was wrong with the void behavior. NPCs can now go through assets. They're not supposed to go through assets. I'm gonna need to check in on that one. We had maybe he meant they can't go through assets. We were having an issue with the enemies chasing you through closed doors, which is just kind of frustrating. So if we put one here and we say make them a melee enemy, the idea is that we should be able to lock them behind a door and they won't be able to get to us. Hey, it worked. Ah! He went through the wall. That's not fair. Okay, he is getting stopped by that. I'm not sure how he went through the... You're cheating. Wall hacks. Okay. That's new. Maybe that's related to the NPCs falling through the floor randomly. Maybe there's some collision issue with the blocks. So I will have to have QA take a look at that. That's fun. New healing graphics. Ooh, new healing graphics. Let's put another wizard in there. Put a Santa Wizzy in there. And we're gonna give him the healer behavior. And he should default to healing us. Yep. Okay, so let's go in. Let's take some damage. So he's running away from the skeleton. Santa's very conflicted here. He wants to heal me, but he's also afraid of the skeleton. So he's kind of doing like a little loop here. So let's get rid of this guy. And let's see what the new... I'm pretty sure that's the same one it was before. Maybe the person who made this list didn't notice the VFX before. Door animation issue fixed, and we already mentioned that. Cool. So yeah, I mean, you could see there were a few new things in there, and definitely a lot of improvements. So I'm very excited for these improvements. Somebody was asking how to bring a key to a door, right? Was that what the question was? How to unlock door, or how to make doors open when you touch or go near them? Okay, so we'll do that real quick. When $1 sand. See, the thing is now people ask that so much, I can't tell if they're joking or not. So if I'm laughing, it's not because I want to be rude to you asking that question. It's just because it's like a meme now. So I do not know, and I will never know. The only time I will be able to tell you when $1 sand is when it has happened. And even then, knowing me, I'll probably miss it. Okay, good. You're just kidding. So there's a few different ways that we could create a automatic door. But the simplest way is to make a sensor. So you can grab any asset. I'm going to grab this Numpad switch here. And this is going to sense whether the avatar is present. Asking an artist about crypto econ. I mean, yeah. Well, even if I was an economist, like a good economist should be able to tell you, I don't know when this is going to happen. When is Ethereum going to hit 2000 or something? I really like the Numpad. It's just because it's there on the... It was just there. The Numpad, actually, the popularity of that is thanks to Cyberdragon. I'm slouching here. I'm like falling. So Cyberdragon, who did the Gray Labs, Gray Town, and Gray Station games, does some really great work. But he really likes using this Numpad switch. It's little and it's only 6 faces. So that's really what you got to love about it. Is it's as simple as an asset can be. It's the lowest number of polygons that we can have on an asset. It is a default asset, so it's always going to be in everybody's inventory, and it's small. It's unobtrusive. So you can put a whole bunch of them next to each other, and they're not gonna like overlap and stuff. February 22nd, 2K ETH. All right. So if that doesn't happen, you know that you have to go after Andy Ritchie there. How can we play Crypto Mafia? You go to Sandbox.Game and you go to the Create tab. We just had it up on screen a little bit. You go to Sandbox.Game, go to Create, and you can download there. You do need to have an account, I believe, set up for this download to appear. And I'm just gonna paste that link in the chat for you. Once your account is set up, you've downloaded, installed, and you've logged in. You can go to the gallery, and the gallery has a whole bunch of games that have been made. I think we're got like 20 or something pages of games now, and a lot of them are really good. We've got a lot of game jam entries that were excellent. Some games take like an hour at least to play. It's really cool. So we are making an automatic door real quickly here. So we've got our sensor, and we don't need any behavior on this. We're going to set none to the behavior, and we want a speaker component. Now this is a little like unintuitive. This is kind of like it's a hidden feature of speaker. It's not really hidden. It's like, we would call this an emergent feature. So the real purpose of this, is that you should approach a character who will say like, hello, I have a quest for you. And that will send a message to activate a quest. But we don't have to have it actually say something, and we can have that message do anything we want. So in this case, this asset is going to open the door. So we would say speaker. We are going to remove the text to display. We don't need anything there. Message required is going to be none. Display condition is detect entity. So it's going to look for the avatar, and we're going to set that range a little bit closer so it doesn't open when you're like too far away. And that defaults in there. Usually I delete it. I think we can just leave it. I'm not sure what the is from network actually does. Nobody's explained that to me. When does Sandbox go live? Well, it's sort of live right now. We're just in we're in alpha for the Gamemaker. And that means that the metaverse and the game client are not released yet. So you can still play games on the gallery if you download the Gamemaker, but we are not live yet for publishing to the map and jumping from experience to experience live. But you can try out our social hub from the Gamemaker, and you can try out hours and hours of awesome games that people in our community have been making, and you can try making your own. So yeah, we're very close. We're very close to being live there. There's a lot of stuff getting cleaned up and ready for official full release. And even then, we'll still probably be in alpha or beta for a while as we build onto the features. So we've got our detect entity. It's detecting the avatar, and we have to click edit logic to see the rest of the options. We don't need an indicator. I mean, you could have an indicator. We don't need it. The indicator could tell you like walk here to open the door or something like that. The form will be up pretty soon. Oh, it's 2 o'clock already. Well, where'd the time go? We did start about 15 minutes late because of technical difficulties. So the form will be, I'll do the form as soon as we're done with this little tutorial, and then we're going to do something else, and then we'll announce the winner. So let's see. False to look at player. We don't need this thing turning around or anything like that. And message after spoken or message when spoken. The tooltip doesn't match the label there. That's okay. So we want this to say open door. Open pour. What? There you go. We're going to add open door. And you can see we already had an open. I think the open was referring to the gate over here. So I don't know why I did this way out here, because we're gonna have to run really far. Let's move ourselves. It's easier. There. Now we'll spawn over here. So we've got that. It's gonna say open door as soon as we step into this ring, and the door. We're gonna remove interact and trigger. We don't need those. We're actually going to add the message required as being open door. And we're going to play the animation. We've got opening one, closing one. Now, the thing with this is that we don't have an automatic way to close necessarily. So, but we can do stuff like that. So right now we're going to remove that indicator. We're going to edit logic, and let's see. I think either way, this is going to toggle it opening. So it's, I think, did door change? I thought there used to be separate messages for opening and closing. So this sensor is going to kind of open the door and close the door, which may not be exactly what we want, but it's going to be like when you go to a grocery store and the door sensor's not quite right, and it kind of opens not when you expect it to, and then it closes before you're ready to go through, but then it stops and then it opens again. So it may be a little wonky, but let's see. So it opens, we go through. That's pretty cool. Is it going to close? I guess not. It just opened. Maybe if we wait, it'll close. So that did what we wanted it to do. I'm not sure why it didn't close, though. We got opening, closing, play animation, message required, open door. Starting state closed. Okay. So we could set like another trigger. So message on open. After the door is open, it could send another message, and we could kind of relay it through a thing where it closes after a certain period of time. Or what would actually work even better is if you put other sensors on here that would kind of resend the message. So, I mean, that works for what we wanted it to do. We could make this way more complicated and have it automatically close, but I think that kind of gets across what most people are going to want it to do. So that is that. So let's do the form. I know some people are getting antsy here. They're looking for their free stuff. And let's see. What if I said no form today? What would happen then? The world would end. We riot. All right. Form link is in the chat. Yay, no form today. No, I did a form. We're giving away, Wizzy. We're doing it. All right. So link is in the chat. It should have gone out to everybody. Yep, it looks like it's sent on all platforms. Good. So go ahead and fill that out. And we're going to make another experience here. And we're going to do something a little different. Oh, somebody earlier asked if the spawning issue was fixed. And I was looking through that to see what they said. And I remembered I already tested it and it was not fixed yet. Because there were some games specifically that I knew had an issue because of the spawning issue that we've discussed before. And that it was they still did not work. So that is the answer to that. Let's see, what do we want? We want empty, and we'll do a 2x2. We'll get wild with it. So the for those of you who aren't aware, the issue that we have right now is if you have an asset that drops loot or spawns something, you need to make sure that it's either a basic asset, which means it comes with the game maker, and it's kind of hard to tell which assets those are if you have a bunch of stuff in your game maker. But you might remember, if you start with the game maker before adding stuff to your inventory, you might remember, like, okay, yeah, the bazaar merchants, those all come default in the game maker. Some of these buildings, like the bank and the school and the town hall, they all come default. The bicycle, the berry stockpile, they all come default. So there are a bunch of default assets. If you're having trouble remembering, I don't have a real good way other than asking somebody. Or you could create a new account. You could create a new account and see what assets appear there and kind of use that as your list. I think we should have. I'm going to ask them to put a filter here that says like basic only or something like that. But that's kind of beside the point of fixing the issue. The issue is that if it's not a basic asset and you don't have it anywhere on your map, when a person goes to play your game, that asset isn't cached into their inventory. So like this crate is a custom crate. Or no, it's not. It comes default with the GameMaker. Where's a custom asset? So this bomb tire. This bomb tire is a custom asset. And it does not come default in the inventory. So somebody who goes to play a game, unless they have added this to their inventory, which at this point they can't because this is a minted asset. If they don't have this in their inventory when the GameMaker launches, it's not cached in their hard drive. So if you try to spawn this from an asset spawner or from a loot drop from an enemy or something like that, the GameMaker doesn't know where to get this from because it's not in the cache. And that's an oversight. So it's been reported. It's just not fixed yet. So that's something to be aware of. If you want to spawn something that's an asset you've added to your inventory from the marketplace, just make sure to place it somewhere on the map. You can make sure it has like no behavior, no components, and then just bury it in the ground where nobody will ever find it. And that will make sure that the asset is cached, so that way when you go to spawn it later, it will successfully appear. Some questions. This is the first giveaway I've entered for the stream. Yes, you want to use the wallet address from your Sandbox account if you have one. It does need to be an Ethereum address, and it needs to be one that can accept NFTs. There are some Ethereum addresses like if you have a Coinbase wallet or a Binance wallet, those don't accept NFTs. Those are just for currency. So you want something like a one that I always forget what it's called. Arcane, an Arcane wallet, one that's set up with MetaMask, pretty much any Web3 wallet, I think, should do the trick. But it's best if you use the one that comes that you've used for the Sandbox website. If you're not sure where that is, you can click this Me button, and it will show your wallet address on the screen. Yep, anything that can hold an NFT, which is an ERC 721. Wait, there's a giveaway. Thank you, Roy Goob, for resharing that form. Awesome. Great to see people helping in the chat. Thank you. Okay, so we are going to try to make a bombing game. As we're not gonna talk about the moral ramifications of that. But somebody specifically asked me, hey, how do you do something like this? Like, how would you, or I think he kind of posed it more as a challenge of like, oh, I'll make a game like this. And I was like, well, you could probably do that. He was like, really? So we're gonna bring in some buildings. We're gonna add these to our hotbar here. And let's see, do I have any ships? Maybe a plane. Wait. I think that's supposed to be airplane, not airplace. But I guess you would go to like a place with airplanes in order to see it. Oh, it looks like LOD's working. Or something like it. That's interesting. How it pops in that way. But I don't think that'll really work for our bombing run. So let's do a platform. There we go. I really like the Centennial floating platform. This is one of my favorites. It's got these chunky chains on there. It just looks so good. The chains and the glow. Looks like something right out of like Doom Eternal. And let's see, we can use our bomb asset. We got our bomb tire. And we'll need like a switch or a lever. And do we have like a wheel? Okay, this isn't what it's supposed to be for, but the stone sharpening wheel by Voxel Bunny, actually, who was in the chat earlier. I don't know if Voxel Bunny's still here. So we're going to use this as our steering wheel. We're not actually going to be able to steer with it, but it's going to be what we turn on our plane with. And all right, so we can get rid of these for now. We are going to set up our plane first. So we've got our platform here, which we're going to turn into a bird. So let's make it a bird, and we can't go very far with this. So the bird behavior needs a lot of power, actually. So we're going to look for assets that have a lot of power. So as much as I like the look of that asset, and we could actually probably still use the asset visually, but it's not going to be what does the bird motion. So we want something with all the power. So we filter by gems, click on power, and we need to exit the search. So where is something with a lot of power? Let's see. And maybe we'll add rarity and say epic or legendary. And who's got a bunch of those yellow ones? So the bone dragon, that's got a lot. CoinMarketCap's got a lot. Don't worry, I don't I don't have this before you because I somehow got mine first. It's because I made him. He still appears in my inventory even though I don't actually own a copy right now. Let's see. Do I only have ones with up to 3? I mean, I guess that's okay. 3 should work. Ah, Yar's Revenger is all power. Yes, I think I do actually own this one. I love this asset. So, this is going to be our engine, basically. And when we turn on the bird behavior, we'll see that it can go really far. So remember, this is a 2x2. So this covers a good amount of ground here. And we don't need health on it. But we do need a toggle behavior. And we are going to attach this platform to it. So Yar is going to be doing all the heavy lifting here. So I'm not sure if the platform's going to follow this correctly. This is an experiment. This is an untested tutorial here. So we're going to see how this works out. So we're going to open our hierarchy panel here, and we're going to take the Centennial floating platform, and we're going to drag it onto Yar's Revenger. And you can see this little indicator here means it's attached as a child. And initial starting behavior is true. So let's see if that follows. Okay, awesome. That is exactly what we want it to look like. So, yes, your wheel is going to be used to create acts of war here. All right, so the wheel is now going to go. We're assembling an airplane here, sort of. We're assembling an infernal machine is what we're doing. So we're going to add the wheel here. This wheel is going to be what turns on the behavior. So by default, the initial state behavior should be off because otherwise this thing is going to go flying without us. And we're going to turn down the fly speed a little bit because we don't want to be going too fast. And we're going to reduce the fly width so we get a sort of like a zigzag here. And let's see. The fly height, let's say min fly height. Well, we can set it to 0 and then it'll never go higher than what we have it set for. And then max fly height, we'll only have it go up like 5. It'll have like a little bit of an up and down, but we don't want it to be too much up and down because it's going to be unreasonable to work with. And then we can grab yar, and we're going to put it down to the ground just for testing. Oops, I forgot to attach the steering wheel. So that is also going to be attached to Yar's Revenger here. And the behavior on it is going to be a button. And it's going to, yeah, we'll leave it on trigger. That's fine. Actually, no, let's change that to activate. Okay. Activate the broadcast range. Let's see what happens if we set it to 2 or why is it way down there? Oh, whoops, I'm on the wrong asset. We'll set that to none, and we don't need an indicator. So let's go to the wheel. There we go. Oh, because I clicked it on here, but I didn't click it on here. Oh, that's a UX issue. So let's go to button again. We'll set this to 3, I think. Should reach yar here. Oh, I actually have to hit 3. There we go. And duration 1. It doesn't really matter because we're just doing it once. Indicator. We'll turn off the indicator. We don't really need it. And that should be all we need there. But we do need a way to get up to this thing. Or we were going to move yar down. That's what we're going to do. So we move yar down. And now we should be able to turn on our infernal machine. So you can see it's not on right now. We stand on here. Whoa, it goes fast. It just zipped out from under our feet. That is pretty cool looking, though. Let's catch our ride. No, come back. Okay, yeah, I think we need to move the speed down to like a 2. No. Let's see. Let's change that fly speed to 2. All right, let's try that again. So we turn it on, and wow, why does it teleport so far? You know, I wonder if that behavior, if it's flying without us, like maybe the bird behavior is off doing its own thing. No, it just zips out there really fast. Why does it do that? Let's try setting it down to 0. Let's see if that makes a difference. Wow. Okay, so what? What is it doing? It's somersaulting. That is one way to turn around. Now I'm curious. Okay, we're on it. Oh, yeah, it drops us. Maybe that's because the speed is set to 0. I wonder why it does that. That's really weird. Okay, so the idea does not entirely work with the bird behavior. Now the bird behavior is kind of weird. It behaves strangely when you attach things to it. So I wasn't fully sure. Oh, it does dip down like that. No, it just tilts really hard. It like noses down and then spins around. So I had a feeling that it might not work correctly. So what we can do is a linear bombing run. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to delete our poor yar. Oh, I didn't want to delete everything. We're gonna put the stone sharpening wheel on the platform, and we're gonna take the platform off of. Can I do it? Can I take it off? There we go. You have to drag it between, so like a line appears between them. A little difficult. It might be because it's loading the assets before you can be on it. Well, they're there though. They're not different assets. They're the same ones, but I think the bird behavior just does not like being contained. It's a real free bird, so it does its thing. So instead of using the bird, so the reason I wanted to use the bird was because you get this circular motion. You can like cover an area more effectively. But what we could do instead is we can make this a basic platform. And we're going to say it goes all the way out to, I don't know, some long distance. Oops, that's the wrong. Way up in the sky. I guess that kind of works, but we don't want it to actually go up and down. Why am I? Oh, I couldn't see it because of the line. The line was underground. There it is. Okay, that's cool. Okay, so it goes zooming off without us because I forgot to turn on the behavior switcher. So we add the component, behavior switcher, toggle behavior, turn on message, turn off message, toggle message is activate. There is a delay from the asset being in motion and you spawning. Well, I was turning on the motion, so it was inactive. So you have to go pick up the kids. Okay. We're gonna, you're gonna get the ghost of my wife passing by here. Yeah, her. I had a feeling that was gonna happen. That's why I said the ghost of my wife. Her hair's like a aqua teal kind of color, which matches the green screen a little bit. So yeah, the bird behavior was turned off, and so I tried using a different amount of time to turn it on, and it went the same distance, like even though I used a different amount of time. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but this is not an intended use of the bird behavior, so we're using emergent gameplay techniques here. So we've got trigger. Message send is activate. Broadcast range 3, that's fine. And activate toggles on and off. And we're gonna move the platform speed down to a 5. Okay. All right. Hey, you weren't supposed to start on. I forgot to change that. So we can turn it off. Turn off! Turn off! It didn't turn off. It just changed direction. Activate 3. Okay. Maybe. Oh, you know why? Because it's not actually reaching the center, which is way down here. So we need to increase the range. We'll set it to 5. And we're going to start off. And we do want it to look at destination. That way it turns around when it gets to the other side. Initial behavior state is false. There we go. All right, let's try that now. Okay, it didn't start without us. And is it gonna go? Hey, so I ran into this issue before. The wait delay happens after you press the button. So when you press the button, things don't immediately start moving. You do have to wait for the wait delay. So it does increase the speed, but at least we stay on the platform and it's totally manageable that way. We're actually gonna put the spawn above it. So we're going to move this up now to make our bombing run. Now, I think we could probably parent-child a few different moving platform behaviors together to make like a path. But that's a little complicated, and we're already over time of what we're supposed to do today, so we will not do that in this episode. So we're going to spawn up here. And now we need to make our bomb spawner. And so we're going to add a switch. I don't know why I lifted that all up now, because now I have to move it up. Move. So this is going to be our bomb control mechanism. And it's just going to be an asset spawner, but we're going to tell it to spawn the stuff underneath the platform. So it's going to spawn asset spawner and visible true. The asset to spawn is going to be the bomb. And the behavior is going to be a void. I think we actually want to make this a... oh no, when we edit the logic, we can change what it does. So physics is going to be collisions plus gravity. Delay between spawns, we'll say 0.5. That way we can, or I guess we can't go lower than 1. We're going to interact with it to drop them. And let's see. I think we probably actually want to do this as a preset. So we're going to make the void behavior as an object and then do it as a preset. So we've got our bomb. We're going to change the name of it to just bomb. And it's going to use collisions plus gravity. Behavior is going to be a void. So this allows us to set more properties for it. And destroy area, we'll make it a little bigger. A little more forgiving for us as a player. So 3 by 3 by 3. Activation mode. On start. I think we want it to be on receive message. Message required. We'll say fuse. Don't destroy blocks. Well, you know, we could have it destroy blocks. Let's have it destroy blocks. That'll be more fun. Destroy all except from list. Or, yeah, destroy all. Ah, thank you, Tempted Adverse. I'm glad you're learning stuff. I learn stuff too on these streams because sometimes I have like an idea and then I figure out whether it works or not. Because we're always making up stuff here. I mean, there are things that I do know, like for a fact, but sometimes we're in uncharted territories here, making up new ideas. And then asset destruction, we only want to destroy the buildings. So we're going to destroy these tall buildings here. We don't want it to accidentally destroy our ship if it sets off too soon. So that fuse message is, we're going to do the same thing that we did with the door. So this is going to have a tag on it of bomb. All right. And we're going to make this a component, or not a component. We're going to make this a preset. So we go to our hierarchy panel, click the 3-dot menu, and save to preset. And we're going to create new. Now, if we look in our library, we go to our presets. It's not there because we have the rarity and the gems. Now it's there. It's bomb. So we can delete this, but it's still in our preset library here. So let's go back up to our spawner here. It looks so smooth. Yeah, it's been running really nice. And we're going to use preset. Oh, you mean the menu. The menu is really smooth now. Everything's really snappy. It's nice. So true to use preset, and we're going to select our bomb preset. Message required interact, delay between spawns. That should all be what we want. Hibernum says, Alex, how you see the scenery where the gas fee will keep going up? Where I'll put the Sandbox project. So we mentioned this earlier. The Sandbox is working on something called Layer 2 integration, which means we're making kind of our own network. I don't know the details because I'm like an artist and a like tester sort of. So I don't know all the blockchain details, but basically there's all the processing for fees and stuff is going to happen within the sandbox, not on the Ethereum network. And when there's a certain number of transactions, or like every day or twice a day or every other day, I don't know what the frequency would be. Those will all send as a single bulk transaction to the Ethereum network. So that way you're not paying a $40 gas fee to buy a $20 asset on the Sandbox marketplace, because the way gas fees are right now, that could happen, and that would be frustrating and kind of kill things, I think. So the layer 2 integration, the goal is that all the processing happens in the sandbox, gathers up all those transactions, and then like registers those to the blockchain all at once with a single gas fee. And that way all the savings can get distributed across everybody using it. So yeah, it should be a lot more reasonable. Looks like a mad professor invention. Yeah, this does feel, it almost feels like something out of Doom, right? Like this is what you know, the legions of hell would use in Doom to go and invade Earth with. So we're gonna spawn offset. We're gonna say -5, maybe. That looks good. And we're gonna say 2, and that's pretty close to the middle. Maybe 1. Yeah, there we go. So it spawns there. And you know what? We actually want it a little bit lower, because we don't want it spawning up in here and like colliding and like bouncing around. So this lever also needs to get made a child of the platform. And let's add a building. Let's make sure it's in the path here. And I think we need to move all this stuff up a little bit. Oof, that was my neck. So what Gato said was this platform was actually a portfolio piece for one of our entries for the Creator Fund. Not a portfolio piece, but we do a paid exam. So if you try to join our Creator Fund, which is our group of artists, we do require that you have some voxel art to show us, and have like a portfolio put together. And when once you've applied and passed that first application, we have a paid skill test. So we pay the artists applying to make these assets, and we have specific, it's like a standardized set, so everybody does the same thing. But it's not the same thing. So you'll see a lot more platforms now on the marketplace. Like if I just type in, there's a new avatar. What? Oh, this wasn't mentioned. There's an avatar group now. So you can you place these in the game? You can place these in the game now. You didn't used to be able to do that, I don't think. I think this is new, unless I'm going crazy. I don't remember there being an avatar before. Bunny says, yes, please, some voxels. So Bunny and Getastau are both on our review board. They took over for me because it was too much for me to handle. And they have to look at a lot of applications that don't have any voxel art at all, but that's the only thing that we do is voxel art. So yeah, everybody does these. Oh, I pulled that up for a reason. I was going to say model, platform. I think I have a bunch in my inventory. I have a couple. Mayanstone platform here, space platform. So these different platforms are part of the application process for people to show their creativity. So you can make any kind of platform. You can make a pirates platform, a sci-fi platform, a medieval platform, any sort of platform that you would put in like a platforming game and the style that you want it to look like. So so there's that. We ask for like a character and a pet and some other things, so that way we get a good idea of the person's skill level and how well they work with us. And whether it works out or not, they get paid. But we've had a lot of really good entries like that, and some of the assets that come through here are some of my favorites. Even like we ask for a workspace, so I think Gamer's Dream, this computer one here, I think that was one of them. Artist workspace, computer station, large computer station. I'm not sure about the large computer station. No, that was not one of them, but these ones were. That one wasn't either. This one was. Well, I know one of them was. I think the gaming desk was, right? I'm pretty sure the gaming desk was. This one's pretty cool too. It's got the printer and everything. So we do this to make sure that we have some pretty awesome artists working with us. So anyway, back on track. We're just going way over. What time is it? It's almost 3 o'clock. We're going way over. It's fine. It's fine. We're having fun, right? We're having fun. I can't see how many people are watching right now. The counter is broken, so I have no idea if I still have an audience except for Buddy and Gaddistyle. But I'm guessing people want to know who won the Wizzy, so you know, they're gonna stick around, I hope. So we've got that spawning the asset, and the void should trigger when it gets the message of fuse. So anytime a bomb asset is near a building, we want the fuse message to send. So we're going to add that speaker component. We're going to detect entity, and the target tag is bomb. And the detection range is way too small. So I don't think that'll work. What we can do, what determines that is the luck. So we need to find a lucky asset. So we are going to go back to our models here. We're going to go for gems and luck. And we're going to go rarity, epic, or legendary. Should give us a big enough luck. So let's see who's feeling lucky. Okay, thank you for joining us, Jen. Have a good weekend. If you entered the contest and you won, but you're not still online with us, that's okay. That's why we have you put your Ethereum address in the form. So if you have to run for any reason, don't feel bad. You can still win, even if you're not here to claim the prize. But we still hope that you'll, if you can't stick around, that you will, because we do cool stuff here. It's not just about free NFTs, at least not for me. Let's see. I thought I saw one that had 3. Yeah. Okay. Detective Smurf. He's a pretty lucky dude. He's so lucky that he's going to blow up this building if he's around. So we are going to turn off his behavior. Set that to none. Why can't I activate bell button for notifications? I don't know. On the Sandbox YouTube channel, you probably have to be subscribed, and maybe the bell's already active. I'm not sure. That's a weird one. If you're having issues with that, I think YouTube would need to answer that. But there shouldn't be any reason why you can't have the bell notification on for us, as far as I know. Starting to lose my voice a little bit. All right, we're almost done. So, how to participate? You're looking to enter the giveaway. I have got the link right here. There we go. So, Mike, you can go to that link and fill out the information and join the giveaway that way. Can anyone make assets and sell them? Yes, but not yet. We do have the Creator Fund and the Gamemaker Fund, which is for people who are interested in being with us in these early stages. They're like part-time jobs. Well, the Creator Fund's like a freelance art job. Oh, well, Rafal, we use Restream, which means we're streaming across multiple platforms. On average, we usually have about 100 people watching. Most of them are on Twitch. So if I was to go to our Twitch channel, it would probably say that we have like 70 or so people watching right now. We are going long, so I don't know if everybody's stuck around or not. For some reason, my counter is broken right now. But yeah, for some reason, YouTube doesn't. We don't get as many viewers on YouTube while we're live, but we get a lot more viewers after on YouTube. People watch it after it comes out. But yeah, if you are on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, so that way you know when we go live. We do try to stream almost every day. I stream on Wednesdays and Saturdays, usually with Joseph, who does not have internet today. So that's why I'm a little rambly. He can usually kind of organize my thoughts, but yeah, it's a wacky day. So we're going to remove the health component. We're going to add the speaker component. So this is the same way we did the door, but we're using this to sense the presence of the bomb. So it's not going to display anything. It's going to detect entity with the tag of bomb. And you can see it's got a nice big detection range. And let's see. Message is fuse when it detects that. All right, so I'm not sure if this will work entirely because of the weirdness that we had with the door not closing on the trigger or on the toggle for the door. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. We're just going to put that, and we are going to make him invisible. So we're going to back out of there, and we're just going to put him really close to the building, like that. We'll put him. We'll duplicate him out a few times. He'll have some overlap. So this may set off the fuse trigger more times than it needs to be, but we'll see how it works. All right. Let's see if this works at all. So we turn on our platform and we start moving. And now we need to drop a bomb. Okay, bomb is dropped. It did create a hole in the ground. It keeps creating holes in the ground. So that's I had a feeling that might happen. Whoa, oh no, I fell. Okay. This one is not close enough to the Smurf, I don't think. Or maybe... Nope, that bomb's still going. It went all the way to the bottom. Huh. Oh, the collision is still on the Smurf. I could feel... Yep, he's right. He's right there. You can see the blue hitting him. So let's see. Let's get rid of these ones. Let's try to drop the bomb right on top of the building and see what happens there. Another thing that we could do is we could just have a message broadcaster constantly broadcasting fuse, so those bombs keep on going off. The issue with that is that they're gonna burrow holes into the ground. So what we could do, actually, this gives me an idea. Let's go back to our bomb preset. We're gonna place it. Oh, I need to reset and reset bomb. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna make the bombs allergic to grass or dirt. We'll make them allergic to dirt because that's what's underground here. The detection range, I believe, works as a 3D sphere. That's my best. I haven't thoroughly tested it, but it seems to be a 3D sphere as best as I can tell. So we're going to add a health component to these bombs. And that way, once it touches dirt, it's going to take damage until it dies. So we're going to set the health pretty low, like 15. And we're going to edit the logic. And damaging blocks are, what is this block? It's dirt something. It is dirt underground. So we have to type in the name exactly, dirt underscore underground. Hopefully we'll have a proper selection menu for this in the future. And block damage, we'll set it to 10 to kill it. Life bar, we don't want it to have a life bar. And yeah, that looks pretty good. Then we're going to have a message broadcaster. Oh, we need to update the preset. So we're going to save to preset. And we're going to click on the bomb. So now when we place that preset, it should have that by default. Let's go back to our preset. And let's just check to make sure. So we click bomb. We place it. And we look at it. And it does indeed have the health component with the dirt underground. Great. So now when the bomb goes off and it touches the dirt, it should get damaged itself and then disappear. And we're going to, what was the next step? Oh, a message broadcaster. So this could be anything. We'll just put a platform in the corner here. Doesn't have to be anything in particular. And this is going to have a behavior of message broadcaster. And it's just going to keep on saying fuse over and over again. But with a bit of a delay. So it's not fuss, fuse. Fuse. There we go. Edit logic. It's going to broadcast to all. It's going to delay between broadcast 2 seconds. So every 2 seconds, the bombs will go off. And that should do the trick, I think. So let's hit play. And let's see what happens when we just drop a bomb. So we drop a bomb. It falls. It blows a hole. It gets damaged. Hey, that worked beautifully. So we can keep on dropping a bomb. And it's gonna, make the hole. We could make it so that way it gets destroyed instantly by the dirt. And let's see if it blows up the building successfully. So we're on our moving platform, and let's drop the bomb. Did it go? No. Oh, I didn't. I don't think I was looking at the trigger carefully enough to activate it. Bomb is dropped. Load up. Do it. You can do it. No? It's not doing it. Why not? Maybe because it's not close enough to the origin of the asset. So the problem with that is if I make the void big enough for the whole building, it's going to take out huge chunks of dirt. Big Worm, yeah, 47 to claim the Golden Wizzy. That it is a high fee. When I got it, it was down to, I think, 15 or 20. So the gas fees have been fluctuating, going up and down. That modal should stay there until everybody who can claim a Wizzy has. So, yeah, don't worry about it. It'll, just keep checking, and the gas fee should go back down. Fall damage has not been implemented yet, no. Yeah, to answer Raffles' question, there's not any fall damage. You can get ground damage, and I believe if you fall to the bottom of the map, you die instantly, or you at least respawn instantly. So how do we make the building blow up if we can't get the void close enough to the origin to actually destroy it? Well, I mean, you don't have to make... So part of the difficulty is we're using these giant assets like this. So what you could do is you could make buildings like actual buildings, and then you get a much cooler destruction, I think. So, you know, you can build up a multi-level building like this. We're going to give it some multiple floors. These are going to be super sloppy because we're doing it quickly. And you can say like, okay, it's going to have some rooms. We'll put some interior walls. And what else can we do with it? We could do like different bricks. We could do all sorts of different stuff with it. But, you know, we're not going to take the time to super over design this when we're just going to blow it up. Okay? So we got that. And now when we're misaligned. Let's line up because we can't steer our plane yet. So we're going to move it over here. So it's actually lined up. And now we can fly over. And start dropping bombs. Drop the bombs. So this is actually running super smoothly. I'm on a 2x2 and the assets are spawning and deleting terrain blocks with absolutely no gameplay lag. This feels like a perfectly crisp and smooth 60 FPS to me. I don't have a frame rate counter on right now, but it seems to be working great. So this is pretty awesome. And there we go. We've got our bombing run going. Yes, thank you, Tuga. Etherscan does have the gas tracker, which is great for checking on that stuff, so that you don't have to try to initiate the transaction every time. I wonder if you could do a platform that you can drive with levers. I believe so. We could try that. I think we should. We're like an hour over now, so I think maybe we should try that next week. But yeah, this is. I like this. You can't really see what you're doing, unfortunately. We could maybe make a transparent platform that you could stand over with like a bombardier target, and we could change. Oh, you're right. There's no microstarters. Well, the platform is moving very slowly. Did it stop moving? Oh, I accidentally turned it off. The platform is moving very slowly, so I'm not sure if they fixed the microstutters or if it's just because it's not moving fast enough. But yeah, that's pretty cool, huh? I like this one. I'm gonna do more with this. So yeah, next week let's revisit this next weekend, and do something else with this, because I think we can go cooler. Why not move to your own channel and carry on? I do have other things to do today, unfortunately. I mean, it's good stuff. You're gonna like the stuff that I'm doing when you see it. You just can't see it yet. But yeah, so I think we need to wrap it up. So we have got to pick a winner. We need a superhero landing animation. Yes, we do. Long fall with the fist into the ground. Maximum effort. Are you concerned about the price of sand in reference to the game? So I am excited about the price of sand in concern to the game. So we can, the price of sand has been going up, which if you already own sand is great. So I think because people can choose when they go to sell their items, they can choose what to sell it at. There's going to be a market balance to that, where if people are setting the prices too high on their items, people aren't going to buy them. So maybe they will lower their prices. So if the price of sand increases and your asset that you were selling that used to be $10 is suddenly $50 and then nobody's buying it, well, then it would probably be a good idea to move the price closer to like $2, and then when people buy it, you'll still get $10. So for new people who are just getting sand, that adjustment in prices from the market will allow them to still participate the way other people would. But then the early adopters who got sand early on, the value of their sand is increasing, so their buying power increases. And I'm not an economist, so all the implications of that I don't know, but I think that will continue to work out. Um, there's always going to be, or hopefully there will always be, fresh artists making cool new stuff, and the artists who have been around the longest making cool stuff, and there's going to be a whole bunch of opportunities for everybody. So I don't think there's going to be a lack of things to do or a lack of opportunity, even if the price of sand changes. And the great thing about it being a utility token is the utility that it's going towards, which is paying artists to make cool things, so that way you can put them in your games, and then people can pay to play your games, and then you can afford to buy more art for making more cool games. It's creating a whole economy of creation where people are going to be able to continue to do cool stuff. Sand is stakeable right now. When is sand stakeable? It's stakeable right now. If you go to staking, is it staking.sandbox.game? So if you go to staking.sandbox.game, I just posted the link in the chat. You can connect your wallet, and it uses, I think, Uniswap, does it? Is it Uni that it uses? Or is it just Sand and... yeah, it's Uni v2. So, they just ended phase 1, and they've started using Uni v2. I need to look up the details on if I need to unstake, or I don't think you need to unstake if you've already staked. I think you could just leave it there, which is what I've been doing. I've earned almost 1,000 sand from my liquidity pool, and I didn't put that much in anyway. So it's pretty cool. I sold all my sand hoping to buy the dip after the sale. Roy Goop, I did too. Not all, but most of my sand I sold to catch the dip, and then the game jam was happening when it hit the low part of the dip, which was at 7 cents. I should have bought it back then, but I was so busy playing all the games from the game jam, I wasn't looking at the sand price going back up to like 15. I was like, oh, I missed it. So yeah, but I still have some sand in, so it's okay. But I was like, oh, I could have done better, but oh well. So is staking not land involved, but sand liquidity involved? So the staking, you get a multiplier based on the lands you have. So if we go here, maybe I can zoom in. There we go. I'm good. Okay, I bumped my my cable. So you can see that there's a landowner multiplier. So the more land you have, the more sand you earn from what you have staked, which is pretty cool. So let's do the Wizzy giveaway, because I'm sure some people are waiting patiently or impatiently. Let's see. Let's go to the responses. 149 responses. I have a feeling some of those are duplicates, but I have turned off responses. And let's dedupe, so that way everybody gets one fair chance. Right. We had 149 entries. So we're going to go to random number generator. And we're going to say 149. Generate. 130. Whoa, way up there. Who was 130? From YouTube, it's BitFoxes. So congratulations, BitFoxes. You are the winner. You will have your day, Roy Goob. Just putting in the chat. So I don't know if BitFoxes is still watching, but we will send that out. And that is it for today. So, hi Vlad. Did you just join us? Did you miss our cool airship here for our bombing run? We just blowing up the place. Works so well. I'm amazed at how smoothly this is running in this version. So what I wonder is if I made some sort of enclosed airship and set it as the bird, if it would work better. Like, would I fall out the way I did before? But I have a feeling it's not going to work any better. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm excited to do more stuff with this. We're going to do cooler things and have lots more fun. So thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you for sticking around. I had a blast in more way than one. So have a great weekend, everybody. I will see you again on Wednesday. Oh, one last thing. I'm not sure if it's still going on or not. I almost totally forgot about this. On Twitter, we're doing like the Player's Choice Awards for the Game Jam. So if you check out the Sandbox page, let's see. Here we go. If you go to the Sandbox here, and hey, that's us. I think I don't see an announcement yet. So check out the Sandbox and check out the retweets there. The people who were in the top 10 of the Game Jam. Actually, I think anybody in the Game Jam. I don't think they had to be in the top 10. We're doing Player's Choice Awards. So if you saw a game that you really liked, especially if it wasn't one that won a specific prize, I mean, you can pick one that won a prize, but it doesn't have to be, then go ahead and like and retweet. And you might have to scroll back a ways because there's been a lot of activity. But you can see there's retweets from the Sandbox on where are they? How far down are they? Good grief. They're in here somewhere. Andy Ritchie's in here. I saw Andy Ritchie right here. No chance now, Roy. People bot likes retweets. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how that goes with the rules. If you have any question about the rules, I would message Nick on our Discord. He runs these contests, so I think he'd be the best person to ask about exactly the way this works. But yeah, you can like and retweet. Yeah, I'll like and retweet right now. Andy Ritchie there. And we've got more contestants. We got Kim Sen. Kim Sen won first place. Aladev here with Sampunk. I already liked and retweeted that one. So, Bone Crusher, that was a good one too. We'll like and retweet that. So, I mean, obviously, I'm not doing a whole lot. I'm just adding to the noise at this point. But, yeah. So, go and find your favorite game from the Game Jam. Give it a like and a retweet. And that will help promote them towards the Player's Choice Contest. I don't know. I thought that was closing today, but I haven't heard anything yet. So, I don't know what the situation with that is. But if you have any questions about it, reach out to Nick on our Discord as he runs all the contests. So, again, thank you everybody for watching. Sorry for the long outro. I had to repeat my pun, and oh, I'm floating. This doesn't work as well when I'm in the Gamemaker. It only works when I'm in desktop mode. We're gonna figure out more stuff. So Anyway, hopefully Joseph will be back with us on Wednesday, and I hope you all have a great weekend, and we will see you soon.